What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammer's Lounge, episode 3.
Already on episode 3, just like that, man.
Episode 3.
And yet I have not been able to be silent through each of the intros.
We talk through every fucking intro, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I tell myself every time, I'm like, all right, no, you know the deal. Then, I don't know, man.
Yeah, Katie says, I love how Kurt talks through every intro. Rambo says, he did it again, didn't he? All right, I gotta say, you do look like you're an inch from falling off screen. Like, I know this is called lounge, but you look entirely too comfortable.
I mean, it's literally in the name. You gotta, if it's the lounge, I can't be sitting here all,
You need a selfie stick for your fucking angle, is what you need. Just sit back.
That would be a little pretentious. I mean, I'd have to be like in a surfer shirt. Oh, shit. I'm screaming off. Yeah.
So, Kurt, how you doing, man? Did you have a good Christmas?
I did. I actually, we were going to talk about it eventually, but the Oculus.
You got the Oculus. Oculus.
What a time to be alive. I remember I played Nintendo growing up and stuff like that, and now I'm just looking around like, oh, the titty's just right there.
That's the only reason you get a VR is for
it was the first thing. Bam, I charged it. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's incredible. I actually got The Walking Dead last night.
Yeah.
St. Louis. It's crazy. Just look around. It's the best, man.
Stabbing zombies.
You get yours because you're about to get yours too, man.
Yeah, Mom got me one. I'm excited. See, I tried this. Not a lot of people know this, but there's 3 of us. There's you and me, and then we have another brother, Donnie. We choose not to talk about him too much. But I was always like the mature brother, the AKA Mom gives me the boring fucking gifts. And
It's like you got an Xbox, you got a phone, you got like a printer or something.
I'm telling you, man. Anyways, so I was in Maine. We visited for a little bit in Maine, and Mom was like, guess what I got Kurt? She's all happy that she got you something really cool. Like, she was so excited. And she was like, yeah, I got him this Oculus VR. And I was like, damn, Mom, that's awesome. I was like, did you get me one? She was like, well, no. And I was like, she's like, do you want one? And I was like, yeah. And but I told her, I was like, well, let me think about it, because the house needs stuff, and I'm gonna feel very guilty if Mom spends that much money on me, but I don't use it as an opportunity for her to send something for the house. So eventually I was like, Mom, just send us a microwave. Like, we need a new microwave. Like, I'm gonna feel guilty as shit. We have this microwave that just turns on and off on its own. The door can be fucking open. It's trying to cook. It's trying to cook with the door open. It's spreading the radiation straight into the kitchen, blasting my kids.
Very safe. There's a reason why that door looks like it's bulletproof.
Yeah, DJ got an arm growing out of his fucking head from this goddamn microwave. I said, Mom, just send me a microwave. and then Christmas Eve rolled around, and Mom was like, Kurt got his Christmas Eve gift. And I was like, oh, cool. So he's opening up some underwear, because you're supposed to get a Lane gift on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got it for Christmas Eve. That was kind of the coolest part, because I go up there, like you said, all right, Christmas Eve, give them their thing. And I tear it. And it's just, it's the Oculus.
It's the Oculus.
It was just the freaking Oculus. I was like, did you mean to give me this? Were you still, I could pretend. No, man. Oh, it was great.
It was cool, man. I was happy for you. And then she said, well, your Christmas Eve gift is coming like in the late January.
And that's the thing, though, because they knew, excuse me, geez, they knew that I wanted you to have one too. Because I remember I had mentioned it before. I wanted you to get one because I had been telling her about it. And she was like, yeah, Kyle's getting one too. And then, that was like twice the excitement.
Sweet.
So, dude.
Yeah, man. So
shit.
It's cool though, yeah, because she told me she's sending me it.
I don't know much of the extent of the Oculus, man, but I feel like everybody get one. I feel like, we should be paid for saying this shit.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So like that was the first thing that I thought of besides like porn, was like, oh, dude, I know there's apps where Kurt and I can hang out virtually, and then I found out. I said, oh shoot, you can actually have somebody come in. You can like, essentially be in like a movie theater, take your computer and put it up on the big screen, and you and your buddy can watch you do whatever you're doing on a computer. That sounds creepier saying it out loud than I thought. But no, so the whole thing is that's how we watch UFC. We stream it. And so now you and I can virtually hang out together and watch UFC side by side. Like, I think it's the coolest thing. I think that's what has me most excited.
Yeah. I mean, and guys, this is not a paid advertisement for Oculus. This just, we're just saying, everybody, we could all hang out. Whatever, Rambo, if you got one. But it's like, yeah, you just look over and I can high five them, cheers them, look on big ass UFC.
So the Oculus Quest 2 for the 64 gig, I believe, is $300.
Yeah, they're not really. I mean, it's less than the new Xboxes or the
It's
PS5.
The cost of a Nintendo Switch. Costs the same as a Switch, man.
Damn, I want a Switch. I have a Wii.
I almost got you a Switch, but I was like, nah, it's too much money.
Bro, if I'd have got an Oculus and the Switch in the same year,
had you been willing to settle for the Switch Lite, I would have got you the Switch Lite. But I know you said you want a dock so you can play it on your TV and shit, and I was like,
okay. So
it's too rich for my blood. And the thing about it is the Lite, you can't even convert it to go into a dock. If you get a Switch Lite, it's handheld only.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So, but
I would definitely want to play Nintendo on the big screen. I mean, come on.
Speaking of like paid ads and stuff, I'm kind of in debt to this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and advertise for you guys right here. Actually, no. I'm always happy to help.
Bet or what?
No, it's actually a New Jersey-based pro wrestling company. If you guys are interested in diving into the indie scene of pro wrestling, which is often hailed as the funnest pro wrestling scene to get into, definitely check out Synergy Pro Wrestling. They are streaming this Saturday coming up, January 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on IWTV. You have the champion Brandon Kirk taking on Jordan Oliver. Jordan Oliver, straight up stoner. That's his gimmick. He's a fucking stoner. He does like the Miley Cyrus pose. Want to punch this guy in the face every time I see him.
What'd you say the name of this organization was?
Synergy Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
We've done some advertising for them before. They actually used to sponsor us, and they'd like call out my pro wrestling channel during matches. Like, this match is sponsored by Smack Raw Podcast,
Yeah.
But you also have O'Shea Edwards taking on KTB. KTB is a monster on the indies, a big dude. The Whisper versus Frightmare, essentially two like masked creature characters taking on each other. Ellis Taylor versus TJ Crawford. Goldie the Champ versus Evil Kip Stevens. And for the MF Network title, Joey Silver versus Kit Osborne. KC Navarro taking on Jay the K Evans. Charles Mason, Too Hot Steve Scott, Eric Corvus, Dacine Pratt, and more to show up. Plus, they gave me this little teaser. Apparently, they have something special in store, like some surprise. And this was the video I got. So I'm going to go ahead and play that real quick.
Can I talk through the video? No.
You motherfucker, you talk through everything.
Look,
you
all
talk
right.
through
It's
everything. Yeah, so once again, you guys, I know we mainly talk MMA here, so I get it, but if you're interested in checking out the indie scene, do me a favor. These guys are awesome. I know the guy that runs the organization, Mr. Colin West. He's a fucking fantastic human being. Check him out once again, Saturday, January 2nd, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on IWTV. But yeah, good guys over there, man. Very good guys over there. Unlike you, talk through fucking everything. God damn it.
I mean, it's what I'm not paid to do, but it's what I'm here for, man. It's why I'm here. I'm just here to have a good time.
Oh man, it's always a good time with you, bro.
Yes.
The last.
Anyway,
So last thing to touch on, really quick, before you and I dive into bullshitting for 30 more minutes. This weekend,
just like that.
Huh?
15 minutes, just like that. Fine right
Yeah. This weekend, my pro wrestling podcast, we hosted our first annual Smacked Raw Zoom Christmas party. We had a lot of other podcasters attend, friends and family of the show. It was a lot of fun. We had this funny moment on the show where this girl, her name is Jizzy.
Okay. All right.
Her name is Jizzy, and she does this like Sasha Banks impression, and apparently Katie on our show insulted Sasha Banks, and Jizzy
no, she did.
couldn't take it, couldn't take the heat.
Okay.
Yo, and this is pretty much what ensued. I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip real quick, and then I'm done playing clips, Kurt.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm done playing the clips.
Of course, you're the champion.
Hardcore belt all the way. That's my favorite
Wait,
belt of all time. No shit.
You got to mute it if you're going to take a shit. You can't just turn off the video. I got you.
Oh, you, Katie.
Oh.
You never said Sasha Banks. The fuck. The legit champion. The blueprint. Katie, your days are outnumbered, bitch. Okay? Once I run through Bailey, then I will run through you, and then I will run through the entire women's division.
And then the entire
You
Star.
wish you could deck these hoes. You really want to jingle these balls. Thank you, Vince, for letting me join this Zoom call. I will give it back to Jizzy.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was excellent.
Yo, that was kind of crazy. Sasha is in here right now.
Dope.
She's the fiend. She has two different personalities.
Oh, so funny.
Izzy, Jesus Christ, man. This is why, like,
I love it.
fucking make it
He said, I love you.
God.
Yo, I had a fucking feeling y'all were gonna make me do that fucking Sasha face.
That's awesome.
That's why I had the wig right next to me. I was like, hold on.
And thank you, Kurt, for not completely talking through that one. I'm done with the clips, though. I'm done with the clips. That's the clips.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna Collinsworth slide my way back in here. So I didn't fully realize that you were playing the clip then. I did talk through it, hey, you know.
He didn't really get into it. That
But yeah, I'm like 0-5 when it comes to clips now. So
Huh?
I'm like 0-5 when it comes to not
Clips?
talking.
Yeah, you know what? You really are 0-5, man. We'll keep a track.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah,
I'll put a scoreboard up for you.
I mean, to be appropriate.
All right, man. So let's fucking get on to talking about shit now. Finally, so we have to.
For an MMA podcast. I mean,
Well, I'd like to think that we're MMA centered, but we really cover like just about anything. I think it's more or less just our interaction with each other that's the draw. If we like talking about MMA, we'll talk it. But there's some other stuff out there. You see the twisted, I think Ice-T guy.
Oh God.
Yeah, man, you seen this?
How could I haven't? See, the thing is, I love it because Twisted Tea. I mean, North Carolina. I lived there for a while. I don't think it even exists there. But you come to Maine, that's like Maine's drink of choice, other than coffee brandy.
I was always more of brisk, but go on.
Brisk?
Yeah.
Brisk? You talk about iced tea? No, Twisted Tea is alcoholic drink. I don't even think the internet knows.
Oh, I didn't
Like,
even know. I thought this was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't even know.
That's literally as strong as any beer out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Twisted Tea. Yeah, it's the alcoholic drink of Maine. I mean, fucking Mainers love it, dude. Terrible. New England, really.
So I didn't really play the audio. This dude just what was he just kept dropping N bombs?
I think so. I didn't really play the audio much myself until I like saw him just smack the shit out of him with the tea.
Yeah.
But I think yeah, because after he fucking clocked this guy. I mean, and I don't know if you guys have ever held a tall boy before, 24 ounce, but those things are heavy. He fucking clocked this guy, and he had him on the ground, and he was like, "Yeah, call me that again." Blah blah blah. So, and I mean, you look at the guy still, he's sitting there fucked up on something, just
Yeah,
So
I'm on the Bro Bible right now. I know you
As
can't
far
see
as
it, but
it
I'm
looks.
showing off.
As far as the look, you look like you deserve.
Okay, so here's the clip. Okay, yeah, he's dropping N bombs right away.
I hear you. We can play that on our
We can play anything on our fucking channel. It's okay.
other than no.
We don't support this language over here.
No. I'm saying like copyrighted, like playing like UFC.
Oh
or something.
no, this is just a viral YouTube video. Anybody can play this,
Oh,
and we're not big enough, anyways, to get strikes like that.
yeah, right. I just know how a lot of streams are hit. Like if they play music. Fucking.
All right, so you know what? Okay, so I'm gonna pause it right here. So the first thing that I notice is a lot of people have like a lot of restraint because this dude's got his hands down
Yeah.
with things in them, and he's sticking his chin out. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't even have to be that fast to clip him,
No, you just. Yeah.
and he's really
No, I
skinny.
mean-
You can tell this guy's like $140 and got no meat on him. That jawbone.
Most people are just really afraid of like actually like pulling the trigger.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
gun shy.
It's crazy sometimes when it's like it's pretty appropriate. Like this guy, he at least needs to be secure.
Now you can see where I have it paused here. The guy's already got. I'm circling with my cursor here. He's already got the Twisted Tea in hand, so he's already thinking about doing it.
Oh yeah, no, he's when you see him turn that grip on, it's like
Yeah,
I
he
think-
tried.
I think
I
the
love
guy was-
this part. He tries to play it cool, and he tries to like toss the tea to flip it, and he drops the thing. And homeboy right here kicks it.
exactly. When
he tried
kicks
to kick
that's
it.
That's when, yeah.
Oh, but
That's when he was
that's
just
what
like,
it took though. It triggers the fight or flight syndrome right there because
Exactly that little
the little nudge wakes you
and
up.
then he just straight up Hadouken.
Boom.
Hadouken just clocks him with it. Oh, I mean, it's just one of those videos that's like, wow, yeah, that was satisfying. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and to be honest, he doesn't even take that bad of a beating. He only takes a couple shots.
No, because the guy's, you can tell, obviously, he's intoxicated. He's drunk. So when he gets clocked like that, he gets bullied a little bit and really put in his place. You hear him. He's like, I.
Yeah.
That's when it's like,
His
okay.
hunches just shoves him off. You're not worth my time anymore.
Yeah.
The guy shows a lot of restraint, man. I'll give him
He
that.
does. He does.
I'll give him that. He shows a lot of restraint.
He had a giant mouse under that eye. I mean, he
Yeah.
got him good. He deserved it.
Just don't toss that word around in the hood, man. I'm telling you. I mean, for real, don't toss it around in general, but
like it really shows a lot of character, man. If you're just sitting there, like saying that shit, it's like, please, somebody punch this guy. I'm surprised people didn't start clapping. I would have been the hype man of that video if I saw
oh my
that.
god. You know what surprised me? You didn't hear a single world star.
I was just thinking that too. I don't know. I think they died out.
Mm.
They died out.
It's in like the suburbs now. Once the suburb
No.
kids started to use it, they're like, yeah, this ain't good no more.
Yeah, exactly. They took it, man. And then everyone was like, man,
Oh man.
world star.
Yeah. So, any football fans out there? Kurt and I, as you can see behind him, we're big fans of the Patriots. This year hasn't been a good year. Not gonna lie, it's been a rough one. Patriots got destroyed. What was it, like 30-something to 9? They were shut out in the second half to the
One of
Bills.
the few games I've I've watched some bad games, but I had to turn it off. And I mean, you just go to something else.
Yeah, 38-9.
I
Ooh,
mean,
man.
It's almost like, all right, I was like almost like rooting for them to lose because it's like, all right, whatever, we lose these last two, we'll get some better draft picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, there was naturally you watching it and you're trying to root for them, and it's just like. But I mean, hey, we had our run. I mean, that's basically the only thing that we can fucking say now, dude. It's like
it was a good 20 years, man. It was a good 20 years.
I mean, basically since I started watching football, you know, and we all saw it coming eventually. You know, I just didn't see it happening like this.
Yeah, the Patriots have lost
the fucking Buccaneers. Dude.
The last 3 games. We lost to the Bills, Dolphins, and Rams.
It's not even like just the past 3 games though. It's the whole season. It's what happened. It's like the fucking Buccaneers. Like he couldn't just retire with us. Like what? No,
dude. Tom Brady couldn't go out on a fucking interception. He would have retired on an interception.
But the thing, no, I'm not even talking about this year. Like, why didn't we pay? Like, did we just not have the money? Did we? I mean, just pay the guy. He did what he did. Just pay him. But
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he just knew his time in New England was up. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's an interesting one.
Weird to see Cam Newton as the Patriots quarterback. I had a lot of faith in him too, man. I did.
Like what Rambo said.
I was stoked for him. You know, we got a mobile quarterback now. What I thought could throw the ball. Fucking proved me wrong on that one. But you know, I was excited for it. But then it's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's our receivers, man.
It's a lot of things. I'll say that. I'm not the biggest football fan. I'm just a big Patriots fan. So like where I feel confident speaking on MMA, I don't feel as confident speaking on football. You know, I really don't. I don't know shit.
No, I hear you, man. Yeah. I hear you. It's just, yeah. No, it's like you struck a nerve, man. Talk about the Pats, you know, because I've been watching a lot of games this year, and it's like you can't even blame it on COVID because you see all the other teams, you know, they're doing great. You know?
So I had somebody tell me at work. I told him, I was like, this season's been kind of a clown show because I can only pick up like the news. On Sunday, I work by myself in a store, so I miss a lot of games.
We had 8 players total opt out because of COVID, and about 5 of them were superstars. I'm talking about Hightower, you know, Van Noy. Van Noy went to another team. You know, we had a bunch of starters and so it's literally just been basically the Boston's high school football team, you know, playing on the field. You know, it's hard to see.
But from what I've been told is there's been a lot of good games this year.
We have.
Not necessarily with the Patriots, just in general, like the football season as a whole.
I was going to say we had a couple, you know, we had a couple enjoyable ones, but no, there's been despite, you know, all the whole COVID situation, getting used to, you know, the empty crowds and whatnot, you know, there's still, I mean, the Browns and the Ravens, that was a fucking good game, dude.
Yeah.
But
anyways,
talk about NFL. Damn, about what 30 minutes in. Not an ounce of MMA. All right, look, can we talk about Poirier and McGregor just real quick?
Yeah. We can pull that up
real quick. A good little segue over there. God damn it! I dropped my life. Anyway, we're back. We're gonna have to get one of those little hang in there, folks. Little clips.
I do have a.
Do you? I'm not surprised.
Yeah. No, see, it's Otis from Pro Wrestling. Just dancing around stuff. I'm not going to do that. Sorry, guys. I'm not doing that to y'all.
Anyway, Poirier and McGregor, man. We got it. It's actually not till the 23rd. We actually have a big fight before that. But we'll get to that. This one's better.
Yeah, so Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor, it's a rematch from UFC 178. Took place back on September 27th, 2014. Jesus.
Wow. while ago. It doesn't actually seem that long ago. It's
No,
really
it doesn't.
during McGregor's,
McGregor
right.
knocked him out in the first. Took less than 2 minutes to do it.
man. But if you go back and look at that fight, though, it was to the back of the head. I mean,
Yeah.
it was legal. It wasn't blatant, but it was one where just if you watch it, man, I don't know if you can pull up a clip. Before he was kind of ducking, and it clipped basically right behind the ear and the back of the head. So that's why, I mean, and you've seen Poirier since that fight. I mean, this guy is a monster. I mean,
Let me see if I can just like get a GIF of it instead of actually playing the clip itself.
you'll see.
I feel better playing like a GIF image.
Yeah, I mean, it is a one shot. I mean, he didn't clean him, like put him out, but he TKO'd him pretty bad. It made him face plant.
Yeah, I mean it's totally legal because he's ducking.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not saying it was like a bullshit shot, but
Yeah. Okay, I got it right here. I got it. Okay, so yeah, I'll put it on right here. So yeah, you can see Poirier ducks and pink right off the back of the head.
yeah. And it was early.
Yeah.
That was early in the fight.
Like
too.
I said, less than 2 minutes, and then from there he's out. He's not asleep. So
It hurt.
Yeah, a lot of non MMA fans don't understand like with a guy scrounging around and stuff. Like, well, he's not asleep. It's the thing about MMA, as violent and as much of a blood sport as it may seem. We've talked about this in the past. Some guys are just too tough. You have to stop a fight, even if a guy's not asleep. If you can tell the dude is not going to defend himself, you stop it. And like right here, Dustin Poirier is not asleep, but if the ref doesn't step in, Conor's going to be able to punch him as many times as he wants.
Yeah.
And so that's why you have to stop a fight, is because the guy, they say it in MMA, I mean, he can't intelligently defend himself. So you come in, you step in, and you stop the fight.
Sometimes you got to,
What do you think, man? What's going to happen?
So let's start with Dustin. Dustin ever since then has been the same fighter. He's a 5-round fighter, man. I mean, if you've seen his fights in his post-fight interviews, I mean, this guy, he's an intense fighter. So, I mean, he had a close fight with Holloway. I mean, he beat Holloway on the scorecards.
Yeah.
But to beat Holloway, man, you gotta be a grueling fighter. So that's basically been him. He never really got quicker. He never really got more pinpoint. You know what I mean? He's just been the same grueling fighter. And sure, oh my God, what was that quote from John Wick? Through the sheer, I can't think of it. But the guy is just a grueling fighter. He truly earned his way to the top.
Yeah.
So seeing, obviously he was mauled by Khabib, but I think, honestly, I've said this before, the longer the fight goes, the better it is for Poirier.
Well, that seems to be what everyone thinks about Conor anyways, is the way he's built. Like Joe Rogan often comments on it. He's got that muscle twitch fiber where he's very explosive.
Left.
But that type of build doesn't suit people in the later rounds. Not that Conor can't go a 5-round fight. I mean, it controversially beat Nick Diaz in their rematch. That one, I think you could honestly give. Like, I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember feeling like that could have gone either way.
Yeah, it really could.
Yeah.
You saw.
But he was there. He was still there in the 5th round.
Yeah, but that's what makes that fight interesting, though, is because we saw Conor running away from Diaz, because he was gassing.
Yeah.
You saw Conor gassing, and that's the thing with Poirier. He's just going to put it on you that whole time, dude. He's going to be, as soon as he sees Conor, if he makes it to the point, as soon as he sees Conor kind of wither just a little bit, he's going to start, not so much, it's like almost Diazing him with a little bit more power.
Yeah.
Because he's a grueling fighter, man. He's a savage. And that's the thing, getting to Conor now. For one, does Conor still have that lightning quick left and strikes and kicks like we saw before?
Well, I mean, he fought in like what, January, February of this year. He fought Cerrone.
I can't quite remember, but I think it was early this year. Yeah,
because he went on to say that the way he was approaching this year prior to the pandemic this was a season. He intended on fighting full time this year.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be one fight, and then wait for another big fight. No, Conor McGregor openly was stating prior to everything being shut down, I'm in, this is a season for me. It's not choosing my fights. I'm back. I'm ready to fight full time. This is going to be a season.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he intended on fighting several times this year. Probably from 2 to 4 times, depending on how they all played out. And yeah, judging by that fight, dude, Conor's still there. I just, is he?
That was kind of an odd fight, though. Him and Cowboy.
Yeah,
that was.
Of course, it's odd.
It was
poor Cowboy. It's fucking his mentality just breaks him in the big fights, man.
No, shoulder strikes. I just want to say, Rambo's been talking the whole time. For one, he said hands down. For one, COVID wins the Super Bowl this year. I actually like those odds. If I was a betting man, I'd bet on that. but because he's saying, he's talking about McGregor's left, obviously being super fast. And he said that Ray decided the shoulder strikes with Cowboy. So it's hard to see because that was his first fight back from Khabib, right?
Right, yes.
So the thing is, he didn't really stand in front of Cowboy, and he didn't really get to see his striking sense then. You kind of just saw, they clinch up, shoulder strikes, and then he just kind of teed off on him. And, I mean, let's be honest, man. Cowboy is one of my favorite fighters ever. But those big fights, I don't know, man. Something happens. And Cowboy's on his way out, man. So, ever since McGregor fought Mayweather, he's had a lot of time between his fights.
What?
So, he hasn't really been active. So I don't know if I think the way it's gonna go, McGregor's gonna come out and he's gonna look sharp. He's gonna look good. But like I said, if it goes past first 2 rounds, man, I feel like he's gonna start getting just grinded on striking wise for Poirier.
Yeah.
Almost like the opposite of what Khabib did.
I don't know, man. McGregor's striking is sharp and he puts you down with a clean hit. I think it's going to come down to, like, who the fuck knows? Like, who knows?
But the thing is, we haven't seen that since before his last fight with Diaz.
No, you saw it with the Cowboy fight. You saw it. He hit Cowboy. He got wrapped up. He hit those shoulder strikes. The second Cowboy got distance, he blasted him with a left high kick.
That head kick. But I'm just talking about in the exchanges, while they're on the feet, while they're toe to toe, because that's what Poirier is going to do. Poirier is going to get in his face and he's going to 1-2s kicks. And I don't really see Poirier going to the clinch punch. But actually saying that, what if Poirier tries to make this a grinding fight? Why
you would think that they would be like, expose this guy's gas tank. If they had like exactly. A game plan, I think you'd go with like,
I don't know.
Poirier, how's your wrestling? Think you can expose his gas tank? Can you get the clinch? What are the odds he can TKO 2 people with shoulder strikes? Honestly,
right?
You know what I mean?
So it's saying that though. I realized, why wouldn't Poirier try to put him against that fence? Keep him working, get him that clinch, make it a dirty fight. I don't see Poirier really trying to take him down because he's not really that fighter. He's never been. But I could definitely see Poirier putting him against that fence, and making a brutal fight.
I see it playing out like this. Poirier misses. McGregor hits him with a straight left.
If he
TKO.
And that's sad to say too. I'll never forget that fight.
I just
always a huge opposing all the fan. One shot. So we may see it.
if he can, he's a sniper with that left hand.
My question is, with so much time off and money in between all these fights, I mean, it's been a couple of years. Oh, hold on. Cheers, man.
Oh, cheers.
Pat. Oh, I stuff down. I can't see
You have to take your shots alternating when we're doing a show.
Okay.
Because then we're both like, at the same time.
Yeah, that's probably not too appealing.
I don't know why, but that one was tough.
Yeah, you got a little bit of red face there.
Hmm.
But no, let's say so. Rambo says in the chat, "Going a bit of time."
If you're gonna read the comments, you have to read them out loud. It's a
Oh, okay.
podcast.
Well, Rambo was saying, he said he was saying on the last podcast, he's on the downslope, and honestly, I kind of agree. And he reiterates, he really needs to tighten up because he was on top. Rambo was saying, I was a fan, but now after what he's done outside the ring, I've lost respect for him, and he better learn how to keep his hands up and stop holding the other guy's hands. See, that's the thing. I completely agree, man, because look, he got that fight with Mayweather. The guy earned fucking like over $100 million, I'm pretty sure. And what was it? What did he go to the 6th round, 7th round, if that? And ever since then, man, like we saw him grind and earn his way to power with that knockout with Jose Aldo and everyone before. But man, since his fight with Mayweather, man, I mean, look how long his fights are in between, and look how much struggle it is to even get him to fight. And like Rainbow was saying, like, dude, the guy threw a dolly through a bus window. Like,
I mean, you take those antics, but they're behind him.
Yeah.
What we had going into 2020. Like I said, I go back to this.
That's just kind of like going on the point is McGregor. I don't think he's the same fighter as he was, in his early stages, and I think that's because of how he's handled himself. It's almost like the same thing with John Jones, but John Jones, he just isn't human. I don't know. At least Connor's never been caught doing steroids. I'll say that. But
no. So this is my thought. I think 2020 we were going to see. Now, granted, I don't know how the fights could have turned out. Like I said, nobody really knows that. We know one thing. He looked completely on point with Cowboy Cerrone. You can't take that win away from him. You can't.
No, I'm not taking the win.
He landed everything intentionally. There was no wild strikes. Everything he hit Cowboy with, he intended on hitting him and doing damage, and he put him away in a couple minutes. Not even a couple minutes, a couple seconds. And then he went on record, said, I'm done, man. The past is the past. I'm a full-time fighter. I am back. I'm not calling my shots out like I want Habib or anything else. I'm back to being a full-time fighter. I want to get my name back. I want to get that back. I'm hungry again. And then we got hit with COVID. We got hit with the pandemic. We didn't know that Dana White was going to buy a fucking island on Abu Dhabi. We didn't know how anything was going to turn out. Now we get the landscape. We understand how these fights are being organized. Now, granted, COVID can rear its ugly head at any time. But now Conor sees it. I think we haven't had any Conor tabloids that I recall in 2020. We haven't had any tabloids.
He's been keeping his nose clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just given what he has provided us, I would like to believe,
Rambo, you're right,
that he is coming back. And this fight with Poirier is just the beginning. Now, how it turns out, who knows? Poirier could put him away and Conor could realize the game has passed him by. Or Conor could win. Conor could win, and we could try to get another full season Conor for 2021. And then afterwards, after Conor's done with coming back and getting the title, he can look at COVID and can be like, give me your belt. And then he's like, quick left. And he just takes out COVID, okay? And Conor saves the world. And that's what I'm going with.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, he beat Cowboy Fair. He says that he is going to change this and that and put his name back on top and see how it goes. Back to the asshole he is. I'd put money on it. Well, here's the thing, though. He's already made the money. You know what I mean? We don't have to watch fame get to his head anymore because it's already has. Like, the man can't really get much richer, you know?
Yeah, I see whiskey commercial several times every
Yeah,
UFC.
it's already, he's already there, you know? Oh, speaking of liquor endorsements by celebrities and everything, drank the Rock's tequila last night.
Uh-huh.
The smoothest fucking liquor I've ever drank.
Really?
I am telling you. It's like called like Terra Mana or something. It's like $30 a fifth. Dude, that shit goes down like water. That is like the smoothest liquor I have drank in years. That stuff is so good.
What do you got to do to be a vodka company to get The Rock to endorse it?
I don't think he endorsed it. I think he made it. Like Connor made proper
The
number
Rock.
12. This is the Rock's liquor.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised you don't see The Rock labeled on everything. I mean, that gets
I have some left, but I'm being nice to Jess and I'm leaving it for her.
You talking rich? I mean, The Rock, Jesus. The guy at one point was the highest paid actor in the world.
I think he still is. I'm pretty sure he still is.
It's insane. It's like you got actors out there like that, like were acting their entire life. This guy was in wrestling and football up until like 20 years ago.
Yeah, he's been acting longer than he was wrestling. You know that?
By now, yeah.
Yeah, his acting career. Although, I mean, people will never not look at him like a wrestler. Like, he's still going to be a wrestler at heart. But it's just funny. It's kind of like so like going back to pro wrestling a little bit. My area, a lot of people find it strange, but Kurt Angle spent more time in the company TNA than he actually did in WWE. And that freaks people out a little bit. Yeah, in this other company. It's a weird thing to think about because Kurt Angle's so synonymous with WWE. But anyways, yeah, Conor Poirier, we have it, both our thoughts on the table. We'll have to wait and see what's the
If
date.
Conor wins, it's going to be in the first round. If it goes past the first round, I don't see him winning it.
Yeah, it'd probably be a decision, honestly.
Poirier's a tough guy.
He is a tough guy.
Conor's got to crack him early, man. I mean, Poirier, he's especially in a fight like this, Poirier knows how important it is. I mean, he's going to come out there, probably the best Poirier that we've seen. But
we'll see, man. We will see.
I don't know. I'm excited for this fight, man. I really am.
No, dude, me too. I'm honestly the first 3 sets of fights. I'm really happy for. Who else we got? We have Holloway fighting.
Yeah, Holloway fights, I think, not next weekend, but the one after that. It's his fight back, I think, since his second fight with Volkanovski. Which, I mean, what does he got to do to win a fight, man? He knocked the guy down twice in one round and still lost the round.
Who's he fighting?
Hey, it's a guy named Chris Qatar, I think.
Oh, yeah, he's from New England.
Yes. And I think, I mean, the guy is good and he's on a roll, but I think they're trying to get Holloway back there in the mix.
Oh man, of course they do that. It's the same thing as
the
same thing as pro wrestling. They give you a jobber. Well, not because Qatar is not a jobber, but which for pro wrestlers that's a wrestler that's intended to lose almost every match that they're in. That's pretty much their job, is to go out and lose.
We've seen a couple of those in the past UFCs.
Yeah, but Chris Qatar right here.
Early 2000 UFCs, we've seen some jobbers.
Yeah, so Holloway is a 140 minus favorite. Calvin Qatar, not Chris Qatar. Calvin Qatar is a 120 plus underdog. Kurt,
I was thinking of Chris Kattan.
do you know what the minus and plus betting odds, like how that is, like what that means?
Sorry, I looked at Rambo's chat. You said the difference between the plus and minuses?
No. The minus favorite and the plus, like, do you know like what the numbers actually mean?
The betting odds, yeah.
Yeah, what do they mean? Inform our viewers.
I mean, I'm not really a betting man. I've never really bet, but I'm pretty sure, I think the like in the negatives is like basically that guy's supposed to win. I mean, I don't know the exact fucking.
Okay, I do, and it's really simple. I'll teach you. So
Yeah, because I know it's like the negatives. It's like you have to bet. You bet a lot, you'll get a little if they win.
it's in reference to $100. So the betting favorite, the minus. So Holloway right here is the minus 140. That means you have to bet $140 on Holloway to make $100. And then for the plus, that means if you bet 100, how much you'll make. So with Calvin Qatar, if you bet 100, you'll make 120.
Yeah, I was thinking the opposite.
So there have been times when like I think Cyborg at one point was like the minus like $1,000 favorite.
Like 1,200.
Yeah, 1,200 favorite. What that meant was you had to drop $1,200 on Cyborg that fight just to make $100.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. Those odds.
Oh yeah. You saw that. You saw the same thing back in like the St. Pierre fight with Matt Serra.
No, yeah. Anybody that bet on Matt Serra in that first fight made a bank.
Yeah, they made
so much money.
They made a lot of money on that fight.
Yeah. Same thing with Holly Holm. Holly Holm, people bet on her, made a lot of money. When she fought Ronda Rousey, she was a pretty big underdog.
I'll never forget that fight. God, I love that fight.
Yeah.
I always hated Rousey.
I miss Rousey. I miss her. Like she what she does? She's pretty much just on like Twitch and YouTube now.
Really?
Yeah, just her and Travis living on a ranch, like with chickens and shit. It's fucking weird. She still talks shit to pro wrestlers. Rumor has it is she's going to be making a comeback. Her contract with WWE expires right after WrestleMania in 2021. So she might be like signing a new contract. She might show up at WrestleMania, but they think she's going to be wrestling again. Her MMA days are definitely behind her, which sucks, man.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen Rousey climb up the ranks again instead of going from like one killer to another. Like just
put her
back in the middle of the card to let her get her confidence back.
No, sorry, I was looking at Rambo's chat. I don't know, man. He's saying all she did was arm bars. He kind of has a point.
I mean, her striking was coming along. It's just she was in there with world-class strikers back to back. You know, she could have been in there mixing it up with other mid-level. Imagine her and what's her name, Mackenzie Dern. Oh, tell me that wouldn't be an awesome fight.
I mean, there's a couple matchups, you know, in modern UFC they'd be fun fights, man. But that's not Ronda Rousey. I mean, she skyrocketed into greatness, and she wasn't accepting anything other than it. You know what I mean? But her striking couldn't keep up. I mean, and when you go from just head kicked into oblivion by Holly Holm, and then you get your face boxed off by Nunes, I mean, it's
rough, man.
There's not much. It's not really any going back. It's kind of like Gina Serrano when she fought Cyborg.
Yeah.
Serrano had a similar rise, you know, and then Cyborg.
We're on the top of the mountain. So do you want to climb back up? Rambo says, who's the best chick fighter there right now? Oh, that's easily Amanda Nunes.
I'd argue Valentina Shevchenko.
And you'd be wrong because Amanda Nunes has beat her 3 times.
Yeah, but respectively in their own division. No, you're right. Nunes is just the GOAT. She's the GOAT.
Yeah, Amanda Nunes is scary. Take how people feared
Ronda's face off. You kick Holly Holm in the face. You Holly Holm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you beat Shevchenko again.
And then you knock out Chris Cyborg.
Oh my God.
Imagine the movie.
We were on mic watching that fight. That was insane.
Imagine watching Terminator 2, right? Or just Terminator in general, right? And Sarah Connor walked up to Arnold Schwarzenegger and just punched him out cold. That's what it was like watching Amanda Nunes knock out Cyborg.
Yeah, it's like seeing the Terminators throw their best shots that they've killed everyone with, and all of a sudden this other thing is just bink. I mean, seeing Cyborg just eat the canvas like that off a big right hand, like it was insane.
No one ever hit her like that, man. Cyborg never had somebody that could hit her like she could hit. It was fantastic watching, dude. That's my dude. I watched that fight every couple months. I'll go back and watch that fight like 2-3 times in a row.
Stood right in front of her and just because I love the way Amanda throws too, because she always hits them on the end of her punches.
Yeah,
she just throws those long straights and just bink, bink, bink. And I mean, Cyborg, she tried to get in it. She tried to just start throwing haymakers herself, and before she knew it, it was over.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Excuse me. I like what Amanda Nunes said after that fight. That was part of the game plan. The game plan was to hit Cyborg one really clean time, because that's when Cyborg gets hit. She bull rushes her opponent.
Yeah.
And so Amanda Nunes hit her with that leg kick, and by design, Cyborg just started rushing in, chin up, striking like she always does. And Amanda knew what to do. Stood with her back on the cage and just threw right back. And Cyborg, who's never been rocked or in danger, didn't know how to react. Like Cyborg just has always had this like, no, if I
rocked a couple times before she got put out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But so like other fighters know when they're rocked to like, okay, I might need to back off. I might need to be coy.
We'll wait on that, Rambo. Hold on. I'm listening.
But yeah, dude.
Well, Rambo brings up a good point.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I just saw Crown Royals in the chat. Not
yo.
Crown
Royal. They were in this morning's my other show that I do for pro wrestling, where I recap wrestling. Crown Royal was there this morning, man, saying what's up.
What's up, man?
What's going
brings
on?
Up a good point, though. Another great female fighter, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I mean, dude, but we'll set aside the Rose fights, because I personally love that fight, the Rose Namajunas fight.
Yeah.
But Joanna's last fight with and I forget her name. I'm blanking, but the fight that I'm talking about. It's her last fight with this Asian woman, man. I cannot remember her name. She was the new champ. She took she beat
Zan. Hold on.
She beat the girl that slammed Rose into oblivion.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Her last fight, man, was insane.
I got you. Zhang Weili or Wei Li.
Zhang Wei Li. Okay.
Yeah. Look,
I was never really. She kind of burst on the scene. Wasn't really a big fan of her. All I know is she destroyed the chick that destroyed Rose. But the last fight with her and Joanna. I mean,
here's a picture, and I'm gonna warn you.
I know.
It's gonna look absurd.
The craziest thing is she fought for, I think, a round and a half, 2 rounds, after she had already developed that hematoma.
So yeah, Joanna got a hematoma in that fight, which caused her forehead to balloon out, and this is it right here. Yeah, she just.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'd like to think Joanna won that fight. I may be a little biased, but that was just the fight of the century.
It was. A lot of people are calling the most recent fight between. Oh God, who was it that we just watched fight and we were calling it fight of the year? Fuck! It was like on the most recent. It was the last UFC. It was the last main event of the last UFC.
Talk about Wonderboy?
Huh?
Talk about Stephen Thompson. You talk about the one before that.
Maybe it's the one before that.
Hold on. We're gonna go back.
Because the one that we just saw recently.
Oh, Figueiredo and Moreno. That was.
Yeah. Episode 1 of the fucking Hammer's Lounge.
Yes, that fight was amazing.
Dude,
I mean, I really thought Figgy was going to come out and just freaking, basically TKO Moreno, but it's Moreno. Jesus
this kid
Christ.
Moreno, man.
They both fought on the same card a couple weeks ago, and then fought each other 3 weeks later, and then put on the fucking fight of the year.
You can't teach that toughness. You can't.
Moreno, Figueroa, he put out Joseph Benavidez twice, put him out, and it's just he looked like he was just going to tear through, the rest of the division. And because it was a draw, right?
Yeah, it came out to a draw because Moreno got kicked in the dick, and the referee pulled the point. And it's also because one of the refs judged it for Moreno in the 5th. That was the big controversy because that was like the easiest.
I think that's the same ref that I've been seeing in several cards in a row now. Where say the fight is a clear unanimous decision. I've seen this guy call it 30-27 on the loser's side several fights now, and it's always the same judge. I can't. And DC has been pointed out for several cards in a row now.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but the judging has been really fucked up lately. Crime Royal says Wonder Boy. Yeah, that fight was a great fight. I mean, Wonder Boy just looked vintage. That guy, I was a little worried. I was talking about that this last week. I was a little worried since he was knocked out by Pettis. He's going to slow down a little bit. You see that with a lot of fighters. You see these great fighters, then they take one knockout. They're never really the same fighter. Wonder Boy just never lost a step. I mean, there was that headbutt, I think, in the second round. But Wonder Boy just touched him up for 5 rounds straight, just clean. So it's now that actually Woodley is out of the picture. I don't know, man. I'm interested to see how Wonder Boy is gonna end his career in the UFC. He's getting a little older, but like I said,
he's 37. Dude looks like he's fucking 18 though.
Yeah,
dude looks so young.
Great. He looks great. So I'm interested to see.
He's in the middleweight division, right? Or is he? No, he's a welterweight.
Yeah, he's a welterweight. Yeah. And Woodley, I mean, they got 80s done. And that was really the only thing holding him back from the title. And now we got Usman. Kamaru Usman. That guy is something else, man.
So the welterweights. Let's talk about Stephen Thompson. Why not? The welterweights in the UFC, the top 10. So Usman obviously is the champion. Covington is number 1, followed by Burns, Leon Edwards, Jorge Masvidal, Stephen Thompson, number 5, Woodley in 6, Maia in 7, Michael Chiesa in 8, Neil Magny 9, and then rounding out the top 10, Vicente Luque. But UFC does their divisions all the way down to the top 15. So you also have Geoff Neal, Anthony Pettis, who's not even in the UFC. They need to update the rankings. Belal Muhammad, Robbie Lawler, 14, and Khamzat Chimaev, who just pulled out of the fight.
Yeah, exactly. He just had to pull out. Yeah. See, the thing is, so I don't see Masvidal and Covington actually have a fight coming up, don't they?
Masvidal and Covington?
Covington.
Yeah, I believe that's the fight that they're doing.
Yeah.
Which is great for Masvidal because he's 4th. If he beats Covington, that puts him right back in the title picture. And he can make the argument that his title shot was done on like a week's notice. So they would easily be able to write the story that he could be put right back in the title picture.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of where Wonder Boy could go because I really feel like since his 2 fights with Woodley, it's like we're only going to give you so many chances for the belt. Who could he fight next to really?
Well, he'd have to knock somebody out. This is how I would book it.
I said what? He was 5 and Maia. What did you say? Maia was 4.
7th. This is how I would do it. That's actually very nice to Maia. He got knocked the fuck out. His last fight, I figured he'd skid down further.
He did.
Give me 2 or 3 fights to book. 2 or 3 to the title.
For Thompson,
Yeah.
I'd say put him in there with Leon Edwards.
No, I
the
mean,
guy just
tell me to book him either 2 fights to the belt or 3 fights.
that honestly depends on how he does in those fights.
Yeah.
I mean, he puts on clinics against these guys like Neil, but
Mhm.
that's not gonna put him in the title hunt.
no,
That's just gonna like whatever. He's gonna bump him up the rankings a little bit, but he needs probably a good knockout there.
I would have
Probably
him a decision.
fights.
So it's kind of weird. I would have to assume that one of these guys wins a fight because I don't see him fighting down twice. But he's really close. Like Chiesa's pretty close to him. So say he retires Robbie Lawler, right? Either by decision or knockout.
Right there.
He retires Robbie Lawler. That's a big fight with a lot of eyes.
That's a main event.
Yeah.
That's not a pay per view, but that's easily a fight night main event.
And then maybe he can get a decision over anybody that's above him as far down as number 8, Michael Chiesa. I say you give him those 2 wins. He retires Robbie Lawler. He fights Robbie Lawler and beats him. You can give him a decision win after that, I think. And I think you can make the argument because he'd be fun to watch. His style's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So I think you give him to 2 fights like that way.
Yeah. I'd say those 2 fights, impressive performance. Maybe he gets like a top 2, maybe number 1 contender shot. But I think he deserves it, man. I mean, he's still one of the most talented fighters in the division. I've always been a huge fan, but as long as he keeps that takedown defense up, he doesn't even get caught with a stupid fucking cage Superman by Pettis again. I mean, come on.
Pettis
God.
still doing it. Still doing it, man.
He's still doing it, yeah.
My thing about him is I need to see him put someone away. I like
Yeah,
his
but
style
that's
and
just-
I respect it, but
That's just not his style. That's the
I
thing.
know.
It's frustrating because you feel like he's so capable of it, right?
yeah.
I mean, can you pull up that fight with him and Dan Stigen with the GIF? I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if
yeah,
you-
yeah.
I
We
think
threw
you-
that up on the last show.
But man, just that 1-2 with that lead that lead head kick over the shoulder, he just smacked him. I mean, that was my first fight that I saw him. You know, ever since then, I'm like, wow, yeah, this guy's the real deal. I mean, spinning back kicking Hendricks and
Twice. Twice.
twice.
Back to back.
And
He did
no,
not
no, no,
2
no.
fights in a row,
that
folks.
was-
He did it
that
like
was-
30 seconds from each other.
That was no. Hendricks, he did it once and they kind of TKO'd him. You're talking about oh my god, I can't believe I forget his name. The guy that Mike Perry knocked him out with a huge elbow.
With the elbow. Yeah, I know who you're talking about too. His name's on the tip of my tongue as well.
It's
Not Ellenberger, is it?
Ellenberger, yes.
It is
yes.
Ellenberger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Ellenberger. Bam. Claps him once for the spinning back kick. Knocks him on his ass.
His dad yells,
Fight's over.
"Do it again!"
Exactly. You hear his dad, because his dad has always been his coach. You hear his dad, spin again. He just sets it up. Bam.
Fucking hit him twice. Yo, I gotta pull up that clip. I'm pulling up that clip.
And you
It's
see
fucking
Wonder Boy,
amazing.
even after he knocked him out, you see Wonder Boy, as he's celebrating, he just kind of throws his hands out like, what? I just spinning back kicked this guy in the face twice within 30 seconds.
Yeah, I wonder.
Poor Jake Ellenberger. He started out so convincing, but then just started getting clean. I mean,
Let's
over
see.
and over. And he looked good. He looked promising, man. He looked like a real good prospect early on in his UFC days, but Yeesh.
Oh man,
I do have some very unfortunate news.
what's that?
I'm on 4%.
Oh, your phone about to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll run it right in the dirt, man, but
No. We don't need to run in the dirt. We've been recording now for over an hour.
have we?
Yeah.
It always fly by, man. It always fly by. Oh, I'm not even in the shot anymore.
Really quick,
Shit.
drop any questions that we might be able to answer before Kurt his phone dies.
GSP versus Khabib. I mean, everybody wants that fight, man. But you got
Their weights are too far different, man. I think GSP is really big.
GSP's a big guy, but the thing is, Khabib actually isn't small himself. He's bigger than McGregor. McGregor's about 5'9", and Khabib, I mean, GSP, well, 5'10" and a half.
Yeah.
So, but GSP, especially
Nate versus Nick, not in a fight. I won't say who I would think would win a fight against each other. I will say that I just prefer Nate by this point, but started as a Nick fan.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree completely with that statement. Yeah, that's exactly how it went, and that's how both their stories went. I mean, Nick. I just watched that guy fight fucking Joe Riggs in like what UFC 60 something. I watch old UFC a lot, but yeah, it's Nick was fighting since he was like 20 something, and just raised Nate, to be the killer that he is.
Hell yeah, man! Good for them. Yeah, let's go ahead and end it there, man. Before like I said, you just cut out into oblivion. Do you want to go ahead and
join next time? I love how you're throwing out these potential matches, man.
Yeah, Crown Royal, definitely keep this on, man.
Jose Aldo.
Save it for the next.
Talk about that next Tuesday, please. Don't let me forget about that fight.
That would be actually pretty fucking awesome. You guys, anyway. So you can catch us live every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. On twitch.tv/The Kai Tai Show. This we are going to create a YouTube channel and official podcast where you can go back and listen to these. Until then, I'm actually just saving the episodes. Give us some content to sit on in case you have a sick day. But once again, thank you guys for joining us. Kurt, really quick, are we going to carry this over to Rocket League?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah. So you guys can stick around. Yeah. Won't be doing...
Yeah, my phone's not dying. My fucking Xbox is good. I'm sorry, guys, though. My phone died. I would have went for another fucking 30, 45 minutes.
All right. But Rambo, this is what we'll do. I will Zoom you in after the show ends. You can be part of the live stream.
I mean, absolutely. Can we please get Rambo in on the podcast one day?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
I mean, this guy's here like literally as the gates open every time. That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. We can do that.
I grew up with this guy, man. I played freaking 7th grade football with him, man. All
right.
I love this guy.
Anyways, stick around. The live stream is not ending, just the official recording. Okay, we'll see you in a minute.
We'll call it after hours. See you in a minute. Good luck, Oh shit, are we next?